All right, everybody, welcome back, and it's time for our big match. We're up in the Chinese FA Cup semifinal at Guangzhou City, and I keep talking about big match, and you can see there's practically nobody here in the stands, which is an interesting sight to behold. Here we come out on the pitch with everybody. We're getting this new Football Manager 23 version of the fancy introduction, I suppose, and we are off. We are slight favorites to win this one, but just ever so slightly. And as you can see, it's a little bit different than playing against most of the competition we've played against so far. I think that we have a better chance of winning this one than we did against Zhejiang FC, but not if Delphi makes a challenge like that. That was a little bit dangerous. Here's Yi Jin Young over to Joao Victor, back to Hall. Hall back to Victor. Victor over to Yi Jin Young. Back to Hall now. Hall moves it up field looking for Delphi, and that is a little bit too high and a little bit too far, and we wind up with nothing out of that potential attack. But Yanquin is back there to get onto that header. Unfortunately, we're unable to bring it down midfield, and there's the cross in for them, and we get that one away. Here comes Hall now. George Hall takes it down, looking for something to do with it. Ends up passing back to Park Myung Song, over and forward to Manta. Manta over to Para, and he just misses what would have been potentially the first goal of the match. Instead, we have a corner from Joao Victor. Joao Victor looking over there for, I'm not entirely sure who he was looking for, and it is headed out. So this was a pretty nice move, finding Wanta there, who was fortunately offside par with the shot, and he was he just happened to have a defender right in front of him, which is what prevented that from going in. And we'll see what we can do further here in this match. And it's been pretty quiet so far, though we haven't given up a shot yet. A little bit over 5,000 people here today, which again is sort of a disappointment, because if we had held this at home, we'd probably have well over 20,000. Kind of makes me wonder why nobody else in this country is paying attention to the sport, but it's okay. It's okay. We'll do what we can to build it up. Here's Manta. Manta takes it up and forward and passes it back to Park Myung Song, who's over to Yi Jin Young. Yi Jin Young is going to take this by himself, which is a little bit ill-advised, and it winds up going out simply for a goal kick. And we're still kind of struggling to find our offensive footing here. Joao Victor now with the free kick ends up going and being popped up to a Yanquin, who tries to head it forward, unable to get the head onto it. Goes out for a corner. Yi Jin Young will take this. And he kicks it up and forward, and it's right over to Han Jiaqi, the Guangzhou City goalkeeper, who pulls it in. And it's a Guangzhou City free kick, and boy, we're lucky that that one went behind. I was a little bit worried there. We were having a hard time here offensively making things happen. The defense has looked solid for the most part, other than that free kick, and other than this movement right here. We got to get somebody to get around onto this one, and it's Yi Jin Young who's making the tackle. He may get sent off, and that is a penalty. As a penalty for Guangzhou. Yi Jin Young lucky to remain on the pitch, and it's going to be 1-0 here in a second. And it is 1-0 Guangzhou at Guangzhou City, and it has been a long time since we've had to even think about coming back in a match. And this is kind of a shame, a little bit against the run of play. But that was a foolish tackle and was completely unnecessary. And I'm actually surprised he wasn't sent off for that. And this is not quite what we were expecting today, though it's all right. We'll see what we can do. Yi Jin Young now gets the ball from Victor. Looks forward, ends up passing it to Hall over to Delphi, and Delphi's looking for Park Myung-sung, who just isn't there. Hall now looking for Manta, and ends up popping it up a little bit too far with a little bit too much English on it. And it is back as Guangzhou City are able to win this one in midfield. And Paulson is able finally to get the clearance over to Yi Jin Young to Jubin now. Jubin's looking for Mwanta, and he's got him, and Mwanta just misses. And this is what I was worried about. If you remember yesterday's game, Mwanta was not able to score on a number of chances that he had, and ended up having a particularly poor game. I think it was yesterday or the day before. I was worried about another performance like that, and it was looking like that's what we're getting. And Delphi here, trying to make something happen, tries to force it a little bit too much. We've got a number of players who are playing really, really poorly in this one. Joao Victor has also completely disappeared, and this goes to show you that we don't exactly have a perfect team, and we're faced with opposition that's around our level or maybe a little bit better than us. we start to fall apart. And here's Delphi in there, and he hits the top bar, just barely misses a goal. And it's ridiculous. Para had it back, has an awful pass. He's having a really, really bad game. I mean, we'll take a look here at this replay and just look at some of this ridiculousness here. Delphi brings it forward. He's got everybody beaten, and it just grazes the top bar, and then Para is able, fortunately, to run over and get it and makes an awful pass back to their defender. And this is looking pretty bad. And we're going to have to make some changes here. All right, so Para is playing awfully. And unfortunately, we only have Ravaglia on the bench. Let's see what else it is that we can do here. Joao Victor is also having a really poor game, and all we have is Jonovic, which has me actually pretty concerned. And you kind of want to move out both Jubin and Delphi. Let's see what we could do here. Can we do this? All right. I mean, 4 substitutions here is a little bit more than I think we really wanted to make, but we need to do something, so let's get it going. And I may actually have to use some shouts. It's been a while since I've used anything like that. Ravaglia just too slow, not able to get around onto that. And we'll try a little bit of encouragement and see if we can't push something forward and get something to happen. There's a lot of bad games from a lot of players here. And, I mean, we're not even trying to reach that header, unfortunately. And they're going to get in a second one here. You can feel it. Jonovic, they're finally able to clear it over to Hall now. Hall looks forward, and I'm not certain he was able to actually get the ball to anybody. I mean, I don't really see how this was a clear-cut chance for them. I guess it was clear-cut in the sense that he kind of got a shot off, but we had a guy in the way. So I'm not sure how Football Manager determines that, but that wasn't, I think, quite as clear-cut as it looked. And here we are, about 30 minutes left in this match, and let's see if we can get something happening. Jung now knocks it forward to Dicko Ng, who takes a ridiculous shot from range, and that's not what we were expecting. And we need to do a little bit of demanding more and try to make something actually happen here. We are leading on XG, I guess, technically, but doesn't really look like it if you're watching what's going on. Paulson kicks it backwards to Yanquin, over now to Lee Jin-young, and he has a pass up there looking for Manta, and ends up with Ravaglia, who also hits the top bar. We've hit the bar, I think, 3 times so far in this match, which is kind of ridiculous. I mean, I've read about Football Manager having hit the bar a little bit too often. In this case, I think it is a little bit too often. This is a little bit crazy. Jonovic looks like he's the only person who knows how to shoot, and that is saved. Here's Jung again with the free kick, and we've hit the bar again. Paulson hitting it this time with a header. Ravaglia now, and we have to wonder if they put magnets on that top bar or what's going on. And here's Lee Jin-young. Lee Jin-young back to Yanquin, over to Jonovic, back to Yanquin, and I'm starting to wonder if we're not just having a letdown after winning the league last time around. And Ravaglia's hit the bar again. He was offside anyway, though, but that is, I think, 5 times now that we've hit the bar so far in this match. I mean, it's a good shot. Nobody there to rebound, nobody there to do much of anything, and it's like we forgot where the goal is. All right, here is Junim Gyung again, and Paulson is fouled in the box, which I think is a little bit of a harsh call, and that's going to be a penalty here for us. And who's going to take it? It's going to be Manta, and he scores despite the fact that Hanjachi goes the right way, and we are tied. And man, I tell you, the pressure in this one. We're happy to have Manta on the team, but you want to see him take a better penalty than that. That's pretty bad. And we have the ball now here with a throw. 83rd minute. Here's Ravaglia with it. Back down to Hall. Hall looks forward, finds Dicko Ng, and unfortunately his header is not quite strong enough to get over the line. You can take a look at that again, and it's fairly good play as opposed by the goalkeeper, but just not a particularly good header, and we have a bunch of really, really tired players. and a number of guys who are not playing well. And here is Jung with a chance at a corner, and we'll see if we can get things straightened up. And he's looking for Yanquan and just cannot find him. Dicko Ing now back to Jung, and he has a clear shot, and he ends up missing everything, missing the goal, missing the defenders, missing his own players, missing everything out there. So that's where you get a high XG, because you have a chance like that. And here we go into extra time, and this is not what we wanted to. This is not exactly what we wanted to see, but we'll take it if we have to. So is Jonovic there, who's having a bad game, who just came on. Rovaglia is also having a poor game. I mean, everybody's having a poor match here. I don't really want to take the goalkeeper off. I think that we'll probably have to just keep going with what we've got. And let's see what happens here. Last time we had an extra time game, I think it was the first of our Chinese FA Cup matches this season, if I remember right. And we were able to win that one in penalties, which is definitely not what I want to see today. But there's a chance that we might end up seeing that happen. We need to get the ball first. And Paulson's just unable to win it. But they're calling offsides, which is a little bit harsh, I think, on that. I mean, we'll take it, but I'm not really seeing how that was the case. A bunch of poor performances for Guangzhou City as well. So, I mean, we're not the only ones here who have some reasons to complain. You can see our foul total is also mounting higher as we're getting more and more frustrated. Jung has the ball taken off of him by Chen Hongbo, who is able to take it off himself, has a shot on goal, but Liu Xiaoziyang remembers this time how to defend the net, and we are able to bring that one out. And that's going to be the end of the first period of extra time. And this has been pretty poor match so far, I think, for both sides. Here's George Hall now back to Park Myung-sung. Park Myung-sung brings it upwards over to Dicko Ing, who has a cross, looking for Rovaglia, who somehow misses that. I think he was offside anyway. And there's a whole lot of nothing going on, and I think that we're doomed to go to penalties. And this is not something that I particularly enjoy, but I think that's where we are headed. We're having a number of better games here from a number of guys, but we're just not able to get this. There we go. Hand it over to the assistant manager. We're not able to get any sort of attack through. And here we go with our free kick lottery, and we'll see what happens there. Larry Kayode scores for Guangzhou City, and that's the first one up there. And here comes Muanta. He already scored a penalty today. Didn't look very good at it, and this time just goes forward with it and scores one. It's 1-1. Here we have Tang Miao now. Now we have to hope that they have a bunch of inconsistent players. And hey, there's Liu Xiaoziyang with a big save. And here comes Rovaglia, who must feel really frustrated after the sort of game that he's had. And he scores one, which is good. We saw Rovaglia just the other day miss a penalty in a pretty big situation that caused me to find him. Here is Jonas now. And Liu Xiaoziyang, who is starting to look more and more like the best goalkeeper in the country, is able to make the save. How about that? Jakob Dicko Ing now. And he kicks that one straight at the goalkeeper, who makes the easy save. And we still have the 2-0 lead in penalties. Here's Leo Sena. And he scores. We still have that advantage, though. Let's see if George Hall is capable of scoring a penalty. Hall, 18 years old, the Englishman, and he pushes it forward, and that will bring up the slower animation. Is going to be Dankler coming up here for Guangzhou City, and let's see if we can get a save here. We get a save here, and this is over. Of course, Liu Xiaoziyang goes completely the wrong way, and that means that we have a little bit more of this somewhat fakish drama coming up. I mean, it would be more dramatic if we had like a large audience and we're up for it. I don't know why we have Yanquan, the 20-year-old, kicking this penalty, but he takes it and he scores it and he wins it, and so we will advance to the Chinese FA Cup final. Not exactly the best match in the world, and we've had a couple of really poor performances from some guys who really should know better. So there will be fines levied after this one, I'll tell you that. But we managed to win, and the winning streak stays alive. And I will talk with you tomorrow. Bye-bye.